The eyes of the college football world have been placed firmly on Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Nick Saban to see who he would hire as his next special teams coach after losing out Jeff Banks, a top 10 recruiter in the nation. And look, Saban does what Saban does, and he knocks it out of the park again. We have got to get into it, but before we do, y'all, as always, I want to hear from y'all. Do you think that Saban made the right hire on this? Give me a Y for yes and an N for no, and I will be pinning it down in the comments. Y'all, if you're here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I make constant college football content, whether that be player reviews, film reviews, play call reviews, or general talk style videos like this, and I'd love to have y'all along for the journey as we continue to grow the channel. Y'all, like the video if you enjoy it, and like I said in the beginning, drop a comment down below letting me know what you think of this pickup and what it will mean for the Crimson Tide going forward. Because with all that being said, I think that this pickup is phenomenal. Now, Jay Graham, former SEC running back, right? This guy is a guy that knows what it takes to get it done at the highest level of college football. Not only is he a former SEC running back, but he also was the former running back coach for the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, look, the Tennessee Volunteers have been in shambles, but that is not indicative of Jay Graham. Jay Graham has been a great recruiter, and I think that this is a great pickup because not only does he have experience at the special teams and tight ends coach, but he also has extensive experience at the running back coach, and I'll tell you why that matters. Typically at an institution, your running back coach is heralded as one of the best recruiters you have on roster. And look, when we go through Jay Graham's history as to who he has recruited, it certainly shows. We're going to go through that in a little bit. But this is a guy who's had a lot of tenures at a lot of successful places. We're just going to look at some of his more recent history. From 2013 to 2017, he was on the staff at Florida State. For those of you that remember, Florida State got a natty in 2013. And, you know, they were of prominence for a long time while he was there. Even though, Florida State is in the dumps now. But when he was there, they were doing some great things. They won the national championship the first year he was there. I'm not attributing that to him. I'm just saying that he knows success. After Florida State, from 2013 to 2017, he went to Texas A&M. For SEC fans that remember, he was the running back coach for Travion Williams, who ran for over 1,700 yards rushing. Travion Williams set the SEC on fire and was an incredible running back within the SEC. I mean, this guy right here set the single-season record for A&M rushing yards, and we're not even talking about his all-purpose yards. We're just talking about rushing. So this is an individual who, one, knows how to recruit, two, knows how to coach, and three, has history at a lot of different positions. Now, I'm not so much worried about his experience as a running back coach because I think Alabama nailed the running back coach hire. I keep bringing this up because he is an elite recruiter. And when in a year where Alabama loses some of the top recruiters in the nation, a Kyle Flood, a Jeff Banks, it is important to replace them with good quality coaches who can also recruit. And I think I'm so high on this hire right here because, like I said a few seconds ago, I don't want to beat a dead horse before I move on to the next portion, but usually your running back coaches are heralded as some of the best recruiters on your staff, and now Nick Saban and company has a coach for the special teams that has plenty of experience coaching special teams, but has the majority and lion's share at his time as the running back coach doing high-level recruiting. But let's kind of jump in to talk about his recruiting. Because Alabama fans will remember him, right? Alabama fans will remember the effect of Jay Graham's recruitments. In 2017, the Crimson Tide found themselves in a precarious, though not unusual, situation. Some of the top players in the nation were considering them, but in this circumstance, it was the number 2 and the number 3 player in the nation both looking to come to the capstone to the University of Alabama. The problem was they were both running backs. For those of you that remember, this was the year where of the top 5 players in the nation per 24/7 Sports Composite, Najee Harris was number 2 and Cam Akers was number 3. 2 running backs within the top 5, and at one point, Bama was in position to get them both. Now, 2 things happened, of course. One, the commitment of Najee Harris and the already incredibly deep running back room that was at Bama made it to where it just was not feasible for Cam Akers to also commit to Alabama. I don't think there was any way that they would hold on to both of those guys. I mean, if we weren't talking about a normal Alabama running back room where there was so much depth, you'd make your head spin. Sure, maybe they land both those guys, but it's very hard to do in that situation. Jay Graham was at Florida State at the time. And for those of you that remember, Cam Akers ended up going to Florida State. So there were primarily two reasons why Cam Akers didn't end up at Alabama. One, Najee Harris in the presence of an already loaded running back room. So he ends up going to Florida State. Part of that is because of Najee's presence. Part of that is because of the loaded backfield. Part of that is because Jay Graham is an awesome recruiter. Nick Saban and company are not going anywhere. And in fact, if you look at this staff, it's only going to add to some of the recruiting credence that Alabama wants to do. Alabama has become a factory for players to going into the NFL. So what do? They get a bunch of NFL guys on their roster to tell these players, I know what it takes to play at the next level, and I know what it takes to get you to the next level. There are a lot of coaches that can say they know what it takes to get you at the next level. There are very few organizations in college football that have more than one former NFL head coach on roster right now. And Alabama finds themselves in that situation where they have more than one former NFL head coach on roster right now as a coach. If that's not a viable recruiting pitch, I'm not sure what is. Specifically the Doug Marrone one. I love that hire at offensive line. We've talked about that. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. But y'all, that's about it for right now. If you enjoyed this, like I said, drop a comment down below to let me know what you think of this hire. I think Alabama knocked it out of the park. Drop a like on the video and subscribe. I'd love to have y'all along for the journey. That's it. See ya.